Don't fall in.
Things I want to forget some days. I want to forget the one and only chance so far in my life, and probably ever, that I've had the chance to talk to Dessa Darling, because I was wasted. Aww. We talked about Bobby McFerrin and Contus.
No.
And I pretty much asked her out, none of which made sense then, and it makes less sense right now. That time I decided to tell my friend in her own house that her idiot of a sister, who was a total bitch, wasn't allowed in my house because of how she treated my friend. The phone call I took from a girl while I was trashed because it ended up being our second to last conversation ever, and she is still amazing. That I said I would play chess with my soon-to-be some damn day stepson every fucking day just to get him away from that whole chess table at the Festival of Nations, especially considering he doesn't really want to play chess with me anymore. July 4th, 1999, Before the Sunset. Playing the song I'm Looking Through You from the album Rubber Soul for the girl who gave me the album for my birthday so that I could never talk to her again. What an asshole move. What the fuck is wrong with me? The fact that I try to be so brutally honest even when I know it's not going to help the situation. That I have lied to my mother. Any conversations that I've had with people during the 2 times in my life that I blacked out. Oh wait, I can't really remember those. That my father suffered a stroke. Thank you. We writers use a black blood to express our truths on trees. Some of us express it easier in this manner than with vibrations of our vocal cords passing sound through a windpipe, and some of us just try to be funny and we fail. Still others choose elaborate schemes of different colors or metals or oils or even egg yolks and whites to say simple things like, I'm fucking crazy about you. Let's get married. Some writers seem to have different opinion, that the writing is for themselves. And for me, this has always been my downfall. I always wrote to an audience. And no, I'm not saying I'm going to stop in this manner. I'm just recognizing it as my method. The problem I always seem to face, though, consistently and still do, and probably that will never change, is that I don't write to any group of any audience members. I write to one person, mostly. That person is often the subject of my poetry and my short stories, though they have been few. Now I sit writing to you. For what reason? What reason are you reading any further? Is it out of respect? Do you know me? I mean it, do you fucking know me?
No. Yeah.
Yes.
Have we sat in the same room together discussing what my political views on the South Ossetia war are?
No. That was a long conversation.
Most likely, we are not friends. Not even acquaintances, but I digress. My point is simple. Writers express through black blood and trees what others seem to be able to express in everyday conversation. I have not read 1,000 books. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of a writer. I've written thousands of poems and first lines and titles in my head, as I'm sure you have too. I write terrible run-on sentences. My grammar is awful. I don't often use words like gregarious correctly. It is often more simple to say things quickly, but not for me. This is my premise, my story, and as I remember it, and if it is not all correct, don't sue me, please. I don't have any money anyway. My memory, like yours, isn't perfect. The first time, I don't remember what really happened other than that some guy was building a hospital, which I later believe was some portion of United Hospital. But the second time I remember coming home to my house trying to clean the shit out of my room anyway, even though the lady in the nice, really pretty purple type dress with flowers on it and a little fucking badge there said that it was time to go. I didn't understand what was going on other than the fact that I knew that this had happened before, and I knew that this time I would remember it. I would remember walking out of my mom's house with her crying. I would remember getting into that car, crying my eyes out, saying, why the fuck do I have to leave? This is my house, and I can keep it as any fucking way that I want. I remember hating Betty Brink, and I will always hate that bitch, and I will always hate myself for letting her into my house to see the state of it, just so she could complain about how my mother raised her sons. But the first night, we stayed at some woman's house, and I barely remember her, but the next day, when we rode to school and got dropped off, an hour and a half before our school day started, I sat next to my friends and I said, do you hate me? Because I didn't know what real friends were then. And it wasn't until the next night that we went to the woman's house, the same woman who tried to convince my brother when he was 6 that a hamburger actually didn't contain any ham so he could eat it and be okay. And we spent the whole weekend there. And although I wanted to spend every moment that I was there with my mom, I knew that I was safe. And I knew that somebody was taking care of me. And I knew that somebody understood that even though I couldn't go home, it was important to make sure that we were happy. Thank you.